Welcome back to another episode of the White Sox March to October. Last episode, we got through the draft, our third draft in this March to October universe. I feel like it went pretty well, but we won't truly know until we see the results of the draft, which that's the goal for today, is to get through enough games that we get to see those draft results, get to see how good our players are, how good they'll be in the future, and then I always like to get a glimpse at what the rest of the league did in their drafts. But real quick before we get started today, guys, there's something I want to talk about, and that's that I am just so tired of saying to you guys, oh, live streaming is gonna be here, this time I'll do it consistently, and then just every time I don't deliver. Because in all honesty, I really want to stream, and I don't know what's keeping me from doing it, but I feel like most of the ideas I come up with, most of the things I want to do is having to do with streaming, because it's like I want to start another new March to October after we finished our live Cubs one. I want to just sit here and play some ranked with my best possible team and try and rack up some wins. I want to play BR. I really want to get back on my college football 25 dynasty that I started a couple of weeks ago now. And there's just no way to do it other than to just do it. So with that in mind, the plan is today, probably a couple hours after this video goes up, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna finally be playing with the White Sox theme team again on Diamond Dynasty, and we'll see what I can do with the White Sox in some ranked seasons. But beyond today's stream, going forward, I hope this is the start of me finally developing some sort of consistency with streaming. I think ideally the time that I'd want to go live on any given day would be somewhere between like 3 and 4:30ish Central. So feel free to stop by the stream later today, hang out for a bit. But with all that said, let's get back to focusing on the task at hand today. Because we're going up against the Yankees, we gotta come back from down 1. And the little key moment description thing calls the Yankees a strong contender. So I want to see where they're at, because yeah, they're not, I mean, they are 2.5 games out of the division lead, but their record is nowhere near ours. They're also the 26th ranked team, so it's kind of a wonder how they're doing this good. So let's go in here. Let's show them what it really means to be considered a strong contender. All right, so we got a lefty on the mound with Montgomery up. We do have the platoon situation set up where against lefty starters, I start Colin Houck. I don't know if I want to immediately go to the bench though for Montgomery. He should be someone I feel comfortable using lefty. And here's where I wanted to go here. I wanted to check and see what this game is looking like up to this point. We got a homer from Vlad, a lot of hits on the board. Bottom half of the order though is struggling. And then it was a Schuster start and he gave up 4 in 5 innings. Grant Taylor's come on, giving us 2 and giving up the 1 more. They have 2 bombs from Stanton and then plenty of hits of their own. I'm gonna leave Montgomery in though, just because there's a runner on second and it's the clutch rating active right now. Oh, and I'm sitting here frozen. I mean, that's a backdoor sinker, but it's not like it caught the edge or anything. I can't be letting that happen. Let's throw a familiar face at him, though. We'll get Clay Holmes on the mound here to face the Yankees. It is a lefty leading off, but then 2 righties after that, so I think overall, getting the righty out there produces better matchups. Ooh, and that's not what... It's not what we were looking for there. I guess it's only a single. It was just a perfect single. That might be 2, though. Only 26 speed from LeMahieu, 99 arm from Duran. So there we go. It doesn't matter that we gave up the hit. And what is this dude doing full bearded on the Yankees? Did they change their policy in this universe finally? We're not living in the 1930s anymore? Okay, and I left that right down the middle, but no harm seems to be done. Roberts there, and we got a score. It's already the 9th inning. And who's their new closer? I don't immediately recognize who that is. Ian Hamilton? I guess I accidentally skipped where it said what kind of season he's having, but I'm still curious. He's a 79 overall with actually really good hits per 9, which is scary. A 2.03 ERA, 24 saves on the year. Sinker, slider, 4-seam combo. Okay. And I just a little bit off on that sinker. That's what it's designed to do, I guess. And Fletcher, though, that's going to get through. Okay, we got that tying run with a little bit of speed on base. Oh, that would have been a pitch to hit if I actually recognized what it was. All right, I'll take the walk, though. We'll get that tying run with some speed up to second. And Mejia, that might have done it. I think I'm going to send him with 72 speed. That's plenty. We are in there easily. Of course we come through. This is the White Sox March to October. We don't just go down without a fight. Oh my God, he pulled the string and pulled the string hard. I just couldn't wait back on it. I feel like the whole way in, I'm like yelling at myself on the inside, like, no, wait back. Oh, and he goes with the heat, and I couldn't catch up to it. I mean, hey, we at least extended the game. We tied it up, but we cannot let them score. And I want to get a fresh arm in the game for this spot. Not only a fresh arm, but the highest overall arm we have in the bullpen. And he's actually a better matchup attribute-wise to the first two hitters. It's just Stanton batting third this inning's a little scary. And there we go. Froze him on the fastball up and in. And actually, come to think of it, I don't know why I singled out Stanton as being scary, because Judge is actually better against lefties than Stanton is, both in contact and power. It's just he's better against righties than he is against lefties. But this might be the scary at bat. I mean, I'm definitely pitching around him. I just didn't necessarily want to miss and go down 3-0. Because Stanton is still plenty scary. And he has 2 homers on the day, which I forgot about. Do we kind of pitch around him too? Is it better to not give Stanton anything to hit? There we go. If he can do that for me, that'll be perfect. If he can do that, that'll be even better. That'll send us to a 10th inning. All right, we're going to start our 10th by bringing in Garrett Hampson for Eloy for some speed out there on second. That might drop in though. It is dropping in. Should I just send him? 88 speed, kind of awkward. Yeah, we're in there easy. Okay. I mean, the speed came into play. Vlad smoked that one off the bat. That may as well have been a perfect. And Robert just out of reach. Yeah, pour it on. Don't stop. We got nobody out, 2 on. Already have the 1-run lead. Let's make this one not even close. Oh, and that... Wait, it still got past him. Okay, we won't score on it. I really thought that was just going to be a double play with how bad of a swing that was, but it just loads the bases. And Vaughn is going to clear him. The perfect grand slam off the bat of Andrew Vaughn. It almost felt inevitable by this point. I mean, you can't let this team get anything going. A 1-out base hit in the top of the 9th, down 1, is all it took to spark us. And now here we are 6 runs later with a 5-run lead. And there's still nobody out in the inning here. So like, let's keep going. And that could be if he can run it out. Oh, they called him out. And Duran's gonna sneak that one down the line on a very early swing, man. It was tempting to try and go for second in this spot, but I think I would have been hosed. I think according to the board though, that was his 100th hit of the season, and he also had 29 home runs. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, but we could possibly be looking at an Ezekiel Duran MVP season. I might have to move him up in the order. You know what? I want to try and swipe a bag with him. I want to, you know what? Yeah, you take 1 lead and they automatically pick you off. Luckily, we got back in. I still want to swipe a bag. I want to see what Duran can do with that 11 stealing rating. We got an off-speed pitch and we're in. He got a good jump and everything. And Mejia, I think that's staying fair. The stolen base doesn't really matter, but we may as well just keep disrespecting the Yankees. I still, every time I boot up this game and play on this March to October, I am amazed at how good I play with this team. And man, it is kind of crazy that in March to October, when they typically load you in close late games, I feel like we're seeing Touki Toussaint in this role, finishing off games with a big lead more than we're actually seeing Crochet as the closer. And I feel like Touki also gives up like a run every single time, so we might not be able to avoid that. That will be 2. It will be giving up a run, but I'll take a run in exchange for 2 outs. And a grounder to Montgomery. That's going to end it. Wrapping up another big win. I mean, it feels like we're due for like one of these an episode. Anytime we play a game with the full team, we just blow the team out. It's not even close. And what is this? I had no idea it was going to give me this much momentum. We were only down 1. I mean, I feel like we were still kind of riding the high of having the full momentum from the Zach Gallen no-hitter. And I guess it was a little lower than I realized. So fill it back up again, full momentum. Why not? Is it going to turn into a sweep though? Oh, we got to deal with signing our draft picks. All right, so as per usual, we should have plenty of money in the bonus allotment pool to just sign everybody and not really have to worry about it. So I think that's what I'm just going to do. I'm going to offer something to everybody right away. See who all will be able to sign here on day one, and then we won't have to worry about it. And right away, Johnny Elez, our first pick, his bonus demand is so low that we're already giving him 600K more than he wanted. And that's the least I can offer him. So he better accept this. And he does. Signed our first pick. All right, let's try and get pick number 2. I'm going to go ahead and just bump that up by 1. Give him a little bit higher of a chance of signing. And he still declines. Okay. All right, let's just move down the line then to our next pick. I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't sign right away, being only 53% interested. And another thing that I'm kind of ashamed I didn't notice it until actually I was editing the draft episode is down in the bottom left there, they have a thing that tells you what their signing motivation is. So like for Chris Cano, his motivation is the bonus demand. So I'm guessing that that kind of means in a situation like this where our offer would kind of match what that pick's bonus demand would be, he's probably more likely to decline because that's what he values most. So I feel like if I maybe bump it up a bit extra, that would be what entices him a bit more. So let's just see what happens if we give him a couple 100,000 extra. And he does sign. I mean, who knows? That might have been an overpay. I don't know. I just wanted to see. See if we can knock out our other position player then. He has 70% interest. His motivation's also the bonus demand, so I think I'll bump it up by just 1, so it's at least higher than what it says he's demanding. And he still declines it. So I guess I don't really know what's happening. All right, let's go down the list of the rest of these guys. See, and this guy's motivation is the draft position. So I'm assuming if his rank was 129 and we picked him 104, that'd be a good draft position for him. That would make him happy. So if that's the case, I'm not going to change the bonus demand, and he signs. So I don't know. Maybe I am catching on to things, or maybe this is just pure coincidence. See about our 5th pick though, his motivation's bonus demand, so I'll bump it up by just a little bit, and he declines. So I don't know, maybe when it's the bonus demand, you gotta bump it up by a little bit more than just like the 1. And we'll see about this last guy here though. The last pick of the draft, and his motivation is draft position. So I mean, technically that is the worst position to be drafted in, but also he wasn't ranked, so maybe he's happy for it. I'm just gonna see what happens if I don't adjust anything. And he declines it. So I feel like me thinking I was figuring out what's going on actually led me to be less successful in signing these guys. I'm not super worried though. We've still got 14 days, and I think it brings this up every 2 days. So plenty of chances to get these guys signed, plenty of money left to sign them with. And we'll probably see the next opportunity here before we even play the next game. So I don't think I need to adjust any of this. We keep going, and we do get another chance to sign these guys. And actually, I didn't know this could happen. I don't remember if we had Darius Akwija here fully scouted, or if he was one of the guys that was like 70 or 80-ish. But I think his whole potential window went up. Like, I thought it was only 72 to 84. Now it says 73 to 85. I honestly didn't know that could happen. I think that actually happened with McCormick too. I thought his upper end of the potential was 95 or 96. But that might have made this pick even better. He's, I assume, guaranteed to be at least a B potential. I don't know. I guess the more I speculate, the longer this episode is, and the whole plan is to see what these guys actually are before the end of it. So I'm just gonna bump this guy's offer. Yeah, we'll give him $1 million. He should be a solid bullpen lefty. He still doesn't want to sign for $1 million. All right, well, how about McCormick then? I'll bump his up. I'll give him 75% interest, and he's still declining. What's going on here? Has Moya decided to sign yet? We'll bump his up a little bit extra. Okay, he signs. At least we got one of them. And then our last guy here, I'll bump it up a couple also, and he's signing too. So we just have the 2 guys left that need to be signed. We've got over $2 million to use. Shouldn't take anywhere near that much, so we're feeling good, and we're still winning games, and we have a chance at a trade. Okay, I was so focused on the whole signing the draft picks thing that I didn't even realize we were approaching the deadline. And we pretty much only have prospects as what we're interested in right now. So the first one that pops up here is very intriguing. Spencer Jones from the Yankees. And honestly, what we're giving up is not that big of a deal. We'll see what the other offers are though before we actually break this one down. So let's see if the Padres or Pirates have a better offer for me. Padres, They're looking to give me Jack Flaherty. He'd be worse than anybody I'd put him in for. And then we also have Grant Taylor. That's also an 81. So we kind of have 6 guys that would be in front of Flaherty. So then the Pirates, they are wanting to give us Quinn Priester. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted by this, simply for the fact that this dude's from Illinois and he played against my high school. The only thing that's a shame though is I think that's a worse trade than the Spencer Jones one, because for one, the pitching in our system is already loaded, and then at the same time I think what we have to give up for Spencer Jones is less than what we'd be giving up for Priester. I think I gotta go Spencer Jones. I gotta go head over heart here. It's just what we're giving up makes more sense, what we're getting in return makes more sense. Outfield is really the only position group left that we don't have like a lockdown set of prospects that are ready to take the reins in a couple years down the line. Like, we have so much pitching, a bunch of infielders, a couple catchers. Outfield is where we're a little bit thinner. It does suck to get rid of Charles Forrest purely for the fact that he's 18 years old and already a 70 overall, but at the same time he's only a C potential, so without a fast track he wouldn't get any better really than pretty much where he's at right now. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's go through with this move. I'm very curious to see what happens trading for a minor league prospect like this. Like, they put him in a White Sox jersey. I'm kind of hoping he's not automatically on our big league roster. I know they did when I traded for Tamar Johnson and Colin Houck last year, put them on the MLB roster. Let's see, I guess. We're not getting, yeah, okay. We didn't get a player lock with them, so I think that means he's in the minors. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's see if we can sign these 2 guys with another chance here. We'll give Akwija the same $1 million offer. Oh, and he wants it this time. And then our last guy, Michael McCormick, who looks even better now that he's 100% scouted. The potential window went up to an 83 to 98. Overall, still going to be low, but could you imagine if he hits on the upper end of that potential? It might take him a while to get there, but he could be good. So let's just make sure we lock him up here. I don't really think it matters how much we offer him. We've got plenty to go in this allotment pool, and yep, that'll get him. So that's all we got to do with signing draft picks. So now we can continue on simming. I don't think we lost a game in all the simming we did, and we finally get to play again against Detroit. And of course it has to be a longer one when I'm trying to get through enough games to see something. So let's go ahead here. Let's go to Detroit, or I guess Detroit's coming to us. We already have the lead, so this should be a breeze. I guess in a 1-0 game where I think it was 2 hits to 3, we don't really need to worry about checking what's gone on stat wise. Woodruff, though, he is up to a few more pitches than I thought, but his energy's looking fine, so we're gonna leave him in to get him out of this jam. Give him a full 6 innings, give him that quality start. And there we go. Camped under it, Fletcher and right. Nice and easy out there to end the threat. Now all we got to do is hang on to a lead in 3 innings. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing being late on that. Mize kind of ate me up that at bat. Eloy, oh, that was another one right down the middle, and I'm not doing anything with it. Timed it up. PCI was there. It's just PCI was above it. And I think that's probably going to get run down too. So, wow, I guess Casey Mize might be a little difficult to hit. You know what? We're going to try and push him here. I haven't really gotten the chance to pitch with Woodruff ever since we signed him going into this season. So I want to pitch with Woodruff. And there we go. 3-pitch punch out. Baez, 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Ooh, and a perfect swing out of the 9-hole hitter. It would have worked out perfectly if we could have gotten him, and then Woodruff's day would have ended after facing everybody 3 times. And all right, I guess we can get away with facing Akil Baddoo a 4th time. That should be it for Woodruff. Great outing for him. And man, I'm not hitting that one either. I feel like it's either one thing or another that I'm off on. And I may have gotten, I know that's dead center. Yeah, no, not quite. I thought there was a chance, but when you're just late instead of around on it and it's dead center, it's probably not doing anything. And man, another bad swing. Casey Mize, who would have thought? All right, 3 lefties in a row due up. Great time to go to Tanner Scott. There we go. I think he was early on that fastball. Sure, why not? rollover from Riley Green. Never understand what influences the change in defensive ratings, because I thought Vaughn's ratings were plenty high enough to never not show a bronze badge. But I guess for whatever reason today his fielding's a 59. And there we go. Slider in the zone, gets the swing through it. At the very least, it'll be a save situation for Crochet. Fletcher, man, I guess it's not just Casey Mize, it's whoever they bring in. Another pretty solid swing, and it's just not doing anything. I've made some bad swings. I've also made some decent swings. Nothing works. All right, even with the lack of hitting, they're still scared to face Ezekiel Duran. I forgot to change his spot in the order. All right, we'll draw the walk. It's good, too, because figured I'd send Duran to stay out of the double play, but he got a terrible jump. And I don't think that's going to drop in. Nope, they weren't playing deep at all. So we got one more chance to put up a run in this game. That'd be very weird if we don't score. And if that gets through, which it will, we had the runners on the move. So Eloy, on that sort of weak swing, is going to make sure we score today. And Vlad, is that going to stay fair? It did. We had the runners on the move again. Well, now all of a sudden it's a 3-0 game with 2 more runners in scoring position. And, well, new arm Kendall Graveman comes in, gives up a walk. So we load the bases for the lefty. What do you want to do, Colson? And, well, the decision wasn't really left up to him, was it? And Vaughn, that actually might stay up in the air. That could have driven in a couple more. That would have been nice. And you know what? I know it's not for a save, but I still just want to see the guy pitch. I'm going Crochet. And he's giving up a leadoff hit. I mean, what does it take to create a save situation? At what point of having runners on does it become a save spot? Because maybe that's all he's trying to do. And there we go. There's a punch out on that slider. I don't really know what Crochet's numbers are looking like at this point in the year. I kind of just realized that. I don't even know what kind of numbers he's putting up. I mean, I haven't seen him pitch in so long that I feel like I kind of just forgot he existed. And there's another punch out. Slider low and into the righties, I guess, is the pitch. And Baez with the ground ball. I don't think we're going to get him. And another punch out on the slider puts the game away. It was nice to see Crochet again. Nice little win also. I mean, even in a game where I couldn't really find a way to hit good, we still put up 3 runs. So that's going to get us 3 more fireballs of momentum to add back to where our fireball was. We must be on a pretty big winning streak now. I hope it stays intact through this set of games that we sim, because I want to see what we can get this up to. And nope, we're going to lose to the Twins. And are we not quite gonna get to... I just want to see the draft. Okay, this should be a quick one as long as it doesn't go to extras. But man, we are up to a 77-32 record, 108 projected wins. I kind of love how the key moment description there acts like this is a game that matters. It says pin a loss on a division rival. We have like a 20-game lead in the division. There's no such thing as a division rival anymore. So where are we at in this one? We've got the other team up. Cleveland's up. I guess I didn't really pay much attention. Grant Taylor on the mound though. Why would he be coming in this spot? Like, this is just bad. This is just bad bullpen management here. I mean, you've got Holmes, you've got Scott, you've got the entire rest of the bullpen fully rested, but you decide to bring up the rookie who has known nothing but starting games until getting called up, and you bring him up in the 9th inning of a tie game. I mean, I guess the managing decisions do still make sense. I'm pretty sure Pedro Grifol is still our manager. We just got to overcome the bad decisions. And let's go ahead and handle this one. Nice and easy. And there we go. Out to Senzel in right. Don't really know how he ends up out there, but sure, if it's hit right to him, it shouldn't be an issue. All right, let's go ahead. Let's end this one right away. It's Clase out there. I don't care that his ERA is 0.89. If I face Clase, I score a run. I just want to see the draft results. Let's not make this last any longer than it needs to. Ooh. Okay, I guess that's like the only time Clase is actually difficult, if he's gonna hit a corner perfectly like that. My God. Oh, and I didn't account for enough break on that cutter, I guess. Okay, the perfect swing, we want it in the air, but I'll take a base runner. I guess I probably could, it might tell me here, yeah, I could probably bring in Hampson for some speed. Make sure a ball in the gap wins the game. Oh, I didn't want to swing. That was the most check swing I've ever attempted to check swing. I didn't even think I pressed the button all the way down. Unnecessary extra innings. I'm just, you know what? I called it a bad decision in the 9th, but he's already in the game. Let's just leave Grant Taylor in. And he's going to give up maybe the lead unless we get a big throw here. Okay, yeah, no lead given up. Nick Senzel with the cannon. Okay, sure, why not make a play? Feel like all he's done this year is either hit home runs or make errors in the field. And, oh, I still got him. Even with a bad throw, I still got him. They are running themselves out of this 10th inning. And that ends the inning. That's how you do it. Grant Taylor, 2 batters faced, a hit allowed, but a 1-2-3 inning in essence. And that is apparently the 4th walk of the game for Luis Robert Jr., if what I saw on the board was right. Doesn't really help us much. It kind of just sets up a double play. Oh my God. And he picked the at-bat against Montgomery to throw the best pitches he's thrown of the day. Everything was like deceptive and right on the edge and got called for strikes. And that honestly could be a double play with Vaughn's speed. Yeah, wow. Apparently, CPU Clase has figured something out against me. Well, I mean, with what he did last inning, I'm sticking with Grant Taylor. There we go. Blow it past him. That's Grant Taylor. Oh, that'll give up the lead, though. Yep, not much we can do about that. Oh, there we go. I did not think that was going to get him when I missed my spot. And wow, another strikeout on a pitch up and in. I guess I shouldn't have strayed away from that, and we probably wouldn't have given up anything. All right, ooh, this is actually not a tough one, or not an easy one either. This is a tough one. Nick Sandlin has a high hits per 9 and a tough release point. That should get Vaughn up to 3rd. I guess if we're gonna ground out, that's a productive one. We just, with Vaughn's speed, we kind of need a deep fly ball here from Duran to guarantee he scores. Or show me a single person who can react that fast. And there, you can't get to that one. You got all the time in the world to make a play on that, but that one gets past you, sure. All right, we did what we needed to do to keep the game going at least, but let's not let the game keep going. Hayes, do something. Oh, nope, that's right to him. What? I just want to see the draft picks. Guess that's gonna get him up to 3rd. Ooh. Oh. Boo. That is no fun, Cleveland. Leave it to Cleveland to do something like that. Okay, there we go. Perfectly placed changeup. Somebody please just go deep and win this game. Show them how it's really done without being cowards. Actually, I'm going to eat my words here because this is the perfect candidate to try and lay down a bunt. Get that tying run over to 3rd. Maybe Hampson gets on himself with 88 speed. No, a good play was made, but we do move the runner up to 3rd. All right, puts him on 4 pitches. That does set up the game-ending double play, but it also gets the game-ending run on first base. And that might end the game. 39 speed. Do you have your wheels today, Vlad? Are they attached? Are they greased up? They are. Luis Robert Jr. finally ends the game. There's no reason that should have taken that long. There we go, man. You don't squeeze the go-ahead run in. You get an extra base hit, and you send Vlad all the way home from 1st. That's good, too. We had to get Grant Taylor that win. Couldn't let him lose a game giving up a run on a squeeze like that. All right, so this was, what, 4 more momentum fireballs? I feel like I've been so focused on our draft picks one way or another during this episode that I haven't really appreciated exactly what we've done, but we've added so many wins onto our record today, and they are going to give us a chance to make one more trade. And isn't Isn't this one funny? We can mirror the real life White Sox and add Miguel Vargas, although it's taking considerably less than it took to get him in real life. I guess we should see what the other offers are before I make any decision there. So the D-backs, they are offering Jordan Lawler at an A potential 80 overall, 23 years old. He's been up in the big leagues for kind of a while, actually. Seems like he's only a backup, only batting 158. He's really struggling. But dang, man, 99 speed with good fielding. He honestly has good hitting attributes too. It's just our infield is so crowded. And I know we would be getting rid of Brian Ramos, which is one of the reasons it feels so crowded, is because I kind of assume he'll have a role. But Lawler, this isn't just a role player. This would be a starter, and we already have Montgomery as our starting shortstop. I mean, I guess technically with how we have it working right now, we do have the platoon with Houck playing short, so Lawler could just step into that platoon. I mean, this is a tough trade to pass up. It's just more about finding a spot to make it work. What about the Reds, though? We still have that one to consider. They're gonna offer us Cam Collier, and I think this one's pretty easy to not accept. I mean, man, I'd be much more up for this trade if he had any secondary positions, but the fact that he can only play short, I don't know. And then Vargas, he does have secondaries. He can play the outfield, he can play corner infield, but not very well. It almost feels like this is the move I should make. He's already in a White Sox jersey. I don't know, man. This almost seems like one of those trades that's just like, why would this ever happen? Why would they get rid of an A potential 80 overall 23-year-old shortstop like this? But at the same time, it's one of those moves I feel like I can't pass up on for the same reasons I just listed why this is unrealistic. The only thing that's going to suck is giving up Brian Ramos. I don't care at all about these other two, but Ramos was somebody I was a little excited for, but also kind of thinking to what my plan was going to be going forward. I mean, I guess I don't know for sure, but I was kind of thinking it's a Vaughn contract year. I might let him go, and then that could move Vlad back to first. It would open up third for Ramos, but I guess if we add Lawler, Montgomery could then move to third. Lawler could play short, and then who knows what we do about second base between Duran, Termarr Johnson, and Colin Houck. But yeah, I don't think you can pass this up. I don't see how in good conscience I could not make this trade. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna add another A potential infielder. That's gonna be what, 4 of them now, between Montgomery, Johnson, Duran up to an A potential, and now Lawler. And then, like I said, Houck is right there too. But you don't pass up on somebody this young, this high of an overall, and that high of a potential. It'll work itself out. You stock up on talent when you can. So here he is. He also has the best number you could possibly have, so that makes him automatically good. The only thing is, this means we have another roadblock in between seeing our draft picks. Who got sent down though? What ended up happening here? It was Houck. Yeah, it looks like it was Houck that got sent down. And then they automatically filled this platoon. They brought in Lawler to play short against the lefties, which is exactly what I would have done also. I also, since I'm here and I keep talking about it, I'm gonna move Duran up. I don't see how I can move him up any further than this with what everybody else is doing. So I guess he'll stay in the 5th spot here. Let's go and get into this though. I can't waste any more time rambling about anything else. We are creeping up on 2 hours of recording. This is going to be like a 45-minute long episode. Hopefully you guys got your popcorn, because I did not anticipate this one going this long, but here we are. Like I said, we are in too deep. We're finishing this. We're seeing those draft picks. All right, so let's see what we can do with this. This is actually probably very important to succeed with how bad his season is up to this point. And if they're going to give me a fastball right down the middle, I got to do the damage on it. And that's, yeah, it's too in between of a swing that it's just right to him. And now I'm behind the fastball, up and in. All right, well, it's already the bottom of the 6th inning, 0-0 game. We should get one more at bat after this to do something, but let's just do something now if we can. And I knew I timed that up. I thought I pulled the PCI into it, man. Come on. Don't blow this. I thought I was past the point of blowing player lock chances. This is actually a big chance. McKenzie's practically out of energy, and we have the bases loaded in a tie game. and I swing at the first pitch and don't even really hit it. Great job, me. Great job. Are we gonna head to extra? Well, we are in extras, but we're in the field, so that doesn't guarantee we get another chance here. And that's probably going to make it even more likely that we don't get another chance because they're going to have potentially a second run here in this inning. And did we? Okay, well, we won. We put up 3 runs to win, but we didn't get another chance. I kind of thought that many runs put up, we would have had another chance. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I wasn't doing anything. I don't know what happened, but we do win. No thanks to me, but that helps our momentum even more. Did it even grow? I don't think it did, but we should finally, after this, be able to see our draft picks. There we go. So I'm not gonna bother covering them up. You can see them, but I'm still gonna go through one by one and talk about these guys individually. It seems like, though, our first pick was not much of a hit. I mean, the potential just ended up right in the middle, but the starting overall doesn't look so good. 56 overall as an 18-year-old with that low-ish B potential. Doesn't really seem like first pick material, but it was the 30th pick. So I don't know. You never know if those are gonna hit. Our reliever here, though, this is pretty much exactly what I hope for out of him. A 73 overall to start and an 80 potential. So a B potential just barely. But yeah, this is, for a bullpen arm, 73 overall is already good enough to put up good numbers. So I don't know. It'd be exciting if we saw him on our big league roster like next season. Next pick, Chris Cano. Another one that the potential just kind of hit right in the middle there. 75. Starting overall of 57 makes it even worse. I mean, I almost picked him over Aquija here, which would have made me feel real bad. Still probably a bad pick for what was essentially a second round pick, because this was the competitive balance round or whatever it was. I mean, he has good contact and vision, discipline, and clutch, but that's about it. So you never know. With those as the building blocks, he could put up good numbers in the minors, which would mean he would develop faster. And then the second of our 4 lefty relievers we took, Diego Alvarez, only a 63 overall to start. He does have higher stamina for a reliever. The 77 potential also, like, that's fine if he gets up to that. That would be plenty good for a big league relief pitcher. But here's the big one, Michael McCormick. He did hit on the upper end of that scouted potential. He's a 94 potential. Starting overall is not great, but he is only 18. He's got plenty of time to get there. I mean, this is basically the position player version of our Jody Deal pick from the first draft. I mean, I think Deal was only like a 57 overall with the A potential that I think might have also been a 94. I also like the building blocks here. He's got solid enough contact, good discipline, and clutch also for these low ratings. So kind of like what I said with Cano, he could just put up good numbers that makes him develop even faster. Then we've got our last 2 lefties. We could talk about them at the same time because they pretty much seem similar. Mid to high 70s potential, 60 starting overall for Moya, 56 for Watson. I think Moya's probably got a better chance to be something, being 18 and a slightly higher starting potential. 12 clutch is a little brutal though for a relief pitcher. So yeah, I don't think our draft ended up as good as I felt about it. As I was drafting, I really had a bit higher hopes for Chris Cano and Johnny Elez for sure. Like, I don't really remember what the overall window was for Elez, but 56 feels really low. I mean, I guess to put it in context, that's the same starting overall as McCormick, and we got McCormick in the 4th round. Same starting overall, same age, but McCormick has 11 higher potential. But other than the letdowns of Cano and Elez, I'm really pleased with Darius Aquija. And then McCormick, like I said, hitting at that higher end of the potential. Definitely in the context of being a 4th round pick instead of a 1st round pick like Elez. This is a really good one. I'm excited for him. Now, like I always like to do, let's see what the rest of the division did in the draft. It seems like Cleveland didn't have that great of a draft. Nobody with great potential. This dude's the only one that looks like he might be able to be something just because he has a lot of power and he's already a 70. Detroit, I mean, this is an interesting first pick. A lot of contact for this first baseman, and the potential's decent. None of their other picks look like they're any good, though. The Royals, it does look like this guy was a miss. I remember pointing that out during the draft. Big time reach, and it didn't pay off. And they didn't even sign 3 of their guys. This dude, I mean, I guess that window is pretty big, but whenever you see that scouted potential going all the way up to a 99, you'd think that would mean they have to be at least decent. The Twins, it looks like their first pick wasn't wasn't great. Their next couple weren't good enough either. Well, this one wasn't even good enough to be signed, and these two don't look very good. I guess this guy has high potential, but a low starting overall. And oh yeah, that's it for the division. There's only 4 teams besides us. So I also like to go through the rest of the league's draft. I won't make you sit through all that. I'll just butt in if there's anybody interesting. I guess this one's not necessarily interesting. I just remember this was one of the top 3 picks, and when they picked him, I thought I remember saying our scout said he was ranked like 17th or something like that, and I made some comment, what do the Marlins know that the rest of us don't? I guess they don't know anything, because this wasn't very good of a top 3 pick. 79 potential, 62 starting overall. Oh yeah, and then this guy, this was who I would have picked with my first pick if he made it all the way to us. He ended up not even coming close to making it to us, but honestly, he's not really much of a better pick than ours ended up being. I mean, a lower potential, only by 1, but still lower, and the starting overall is only 5 higher. I mean, I guess 5 overall is probably like a year's worth of development, but I don't know, I guess that makes me feel a little bit better about my pick, knowing that the guy that I considered the ideal pick wasn't really much better. Pretty sure this dude was the #1 overall pick in the draft, so maybe it was just a weaker draft overall, because it's a solid pick. It's just not like, it's not incredible or anything. 91 potential, 63 starting overall. Their second pick actually was better. I mean, he is a reliever, so that's less valuable, but 74 starting overall with 93 potential. I think this was the other dude I was looking at. It was McGrath. Then if he got taken, I would have taken Flores, and then since he got taken, I took Elez. And I don't really know. I don't really know to consider this one a better or worse pick, because he does have a much higher starting overall at a 72. The potential is only a 79 though, so the potential is worse. This might be the best pick of the draft so far, at least according to me. A first baseman with really nice hitting to start at a 72 overall and an 89 potential, basically an A. I feel like the only other one that I really considered being good was the #1 pick, but that guy only had 2 higher potential, but like -11 to his starting overall. So I'd consider this guy a better pick as of now. Oh, and hang on, this guy could rival that. The Rockies got a good pitcher. 72 starting overall with 89 potential as a 19-year-old. I mean, it's a shame that what looks like might be the best pitching talent in the draft went to Colorado. Ooh, and this guy was on my radar, and I remember he got taken way earlier than I thought he would, and I was like, huh. I kind of was looking at him, but I was looking at him more as like a 3rd, maybe 4th round guy. But now I understand why he went so much earlier. He was a 99 potential. 66 starting overall is pretty solid too for being a 99 potential. He is 21, so he's on the higher end of the age you'd want. But yeah, that would have been an exciting one if I had gotten to make that pick. Like I said, nowhere near where I was thinking of picking him, but he was on my radar. And then actually, this might be the best pitching talent in the draft. I guess most of these better picks happened near the end of this list of teams in the way that it's sorted. I thought this was not a very good draft. Now these last couple of teams I've seen makes me think there was some good ones in here, because this dude, 72 to start, 18-year-old with A potential, that's a 94. Padres just keep stacking up prospects. And that is it. We're back to us. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, there was a couple of other good picks out there, but none really that I would have done anything about. So I guess after seeing everything, after seeing a lot of teams not have a good draft, I feel a little bit better about ours. Still a little disappointing that Elez wasn't better. Still disappointing Cano wasn't better. But I think in the context of us being the last pick in each round and all the other teams not having that great of drafts, I think we did all right. I think this was a solid draft class. So that finally, well, I guess we have a few more games to win before we can wrap up this episode. And I don't know. Does this make sense? We got one last decision to make today. Do we bring Colin Houck back up? I mean, the big thing would be him having another chance at another boost if we succeed with him. The negative, though, would be we'd be doing that to start another episode, because I am not playing anymore today. I've been sitting here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. You know what? I think I want to do this. Bring on the chaos. Let's give Houck another opportunity to bump that overall even higher. Let's see some big-time competitions to see who's actually going to be in our exceedingly crowded infield. And I know just 2 episodes ago, whenever that was, I didn't send down Hampson, but I feel like since then his numbers have actually gotten a little bit worse. I'm still gonna miss the fact that he can play everywhere, but we do still have Senzel who can play everywhere, just not as good. And the bad thing is he'd be our only backup outfielder, at least against righties. I mean, if the CPU wasn't brain dead, I would say, you know, in a game where we need to sub out an outfielder, Duran can move to a corner spot and then you can bring in one of the infielders to play the infield. But I know the CPU, that's not going to happen. Either way though, I'm still going to make this move. I'm going to give Houck another chance. I think we're like 2 for 2 on his player locks. Like, I've had a couple good player locks with him, so I hit well with the guy. So that should make me feel confident in making this move once again. So that finally should bring this episode to a close. So I know it was a while ago, but remember I said I was planning on going live today. I guess with how long this episode ended up, check to see if I'm live now, because there might be a good chance I am. But other than that, make sure you like the video if you enjoyed. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching again today, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time, or hopefully later today in my stream.